Hey everyone, Droopy Zapier here. Today is May the 13th. It is kind of an overcast day, which is nice because we're out here honey harvesting. I'm doing it a little bit earlier than years before, and I think I've mentioned in the previous video that I was planning on doing honey harvest a little sooner. Main reason for that, just simply the flow started a lot earlier here in Georgia. It also feels like it largely finished up. Really the only things that are still coming in at this time are blackberry, there's some clover out and about, but not a ton. We're out here obviously at the big tree yard right now. So some of these hives got some height. We'll see what is worth taking, but honestly from my last check 2 weeks ago, it seemed like there wasn't a whole lot else coming in. You can see some clover down here, low on the ground. Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's a blessing or curse, right? Like I kind of expected tulip poplar to be a little stronger. I expected some other flowering plants to stay consistent longer, but no, I mean, we got the flow early and it seemed like it ended. And, you know, I could just let them keep working and still come out here in June, but I've got a busy summer coming up and I kind of want to just get it done, be able to get their treatments in here before the end of the month, before it starts getting too hot, and yeah, just get the hardest part out of the year out of the way, if that makes any sense. So I'm gonna put this on a time lapse and just kind of show you my harvesting procedure. I just go out here, I usually use fume boards on average, and then after I fume the hives with those to cause them to leave the top boxes. So basically, assuming this box is harvestable, which it might not be. Realistically, those three are going to be harvestable from my last visit. But put the fume board on. You'll see me leave it on there for about 2 minutes or longer. It being a little overcast might make this process take a little bit longer to get them out of each box. And then, yeah, I take them over. And once I've stacked everything off, if there's any stragglers, I'll just use a leaf blower to just kind of blow any stragglers back out. But pretty time-consuming process, honestly, but it needs to be done, and let's get it before it's super hot middle of summer. So without further ado, I'm gonna get started here and you can watch from there. All right, that's not too bad right there. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 supers out of this yard. Ugh. Hey everyone, I'm gonna just sit right out here near the hives at the new yard. Not sure if they're gonna be a little upset or not. There's some heavy construction equipment moving out here, so they might be kind of riled up. But just wanted to do a quick update with the harvesting. I know you saw me grabbing some boxes from one of the yards. I wasn't able to record everywhere, excuse me, during my harvesting this year, but it's funny, you know, I started predicting that this was gonna be like my bunker year, like best year I'd had yet. The flow came really early here, but it stopped really early. And when I was doing my inspections in April, looked like everything was slammed to the gills, and it was, but pretty much since May has started, things have slowed down. I mean, you can see I'm sitting in what's left of, I think there's some clover out here, but pretty much everything is about done at this point. So a lot of my inspections the past 2 weeks have shown that the bees have kind of, you know, they've capped their honey, but they've really been either moving honey out of the supers down into the deeps if there was space. I just know when I was last checking them, there was so much honey in some of these supers, and a lot of it's just moved. I doubt they've eaten it all that quickly. And yeah, so did not get as much as I expected this year. I just finished harvesting the other day, or I should say not only harvesting, but extracting as well. And I don't have my final weight yet, but it's probably similar to previous years. So a little disappointing, but honestly, it is what it is. I also left a lot of honey as usual for the bees to have. So out here, you know, I'm super excited about this yard and watching it grow. There's a lot of hives that are very busy out here, and pretty much next time I'm out here, if weather cooperates, I mean, right now it is very hot. It's too hot for Formic, but these hives do need to get some sort of treatment here soon. So I'm gonna monitor the weather for the rest of May. And if I can find a spell of a few days where we don't get up into the 80s like it is today, I'm gonna go across the board and just treat all these hives. So maybe that'll be the second half of this video. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I will, I'll try to include some other footage if I can of some of these other inspections, and yeah, take it from there. So. All right, and I know the video's been kind of cutting out early, but that's pretty much it for the harvest. Like I said, it was pretty good. I only got about what I've gotten every other year, so, you know, probably a couple 100 pounds, which is fine. But it's definitely not what I expected with the way this spring started out. But I'm out here back at the Big Tree yard, and actually all the yards. Today is now, let's see, May the 21st, I believe. Yep, 21st. And it's actually relatively cool. You can kind of tell looking at the weather here. It's a little overcast. Temps are getting, yesterday was a really hot day, but today is about 80 is the high, and most of the other days this week are upper 70s. So we're going to get our Formic in right now. So I'm out here. You know, obviously there's the hives underneath the tree. We've got these 4 right here. We've got plenty of Formic. So I'm going to start cracking through these and knock this out at all the yards so they can get their treatment in and hopefully be good for the rest of the summer. All right, so this is the last yard to finish up for today as far as Formic Pro. All of them got it, but this one is still not queen right. I've actually been having issues with this hive. Key thing with Formic is you do not want to be placing it on a queenless colony, unless for some reason you're trying to get rid of it. You're not going to have much luck getting a mated queen. You know, the Formic Pro already adds some confusion to the pheromones in the hive to begin with while they're going through the treatment period. There's a reason why they don't take sugar water very well if you tried to feed it. So it's always best to try to do feeding following Formic, but the whole process of raising a queen, research has shown that you're most likely not going to get a successfully mated queen. So I'm leaving them alone. I gave them 2 frames of open and capped brood. So I'm trying one more time, but they've been queenless for almost a month and they're super low numbered. So if I'm planning on keeping this colony at all this summer, this is kind of my last chance, honestly, here in Georgia. While you can get mated queens most of the summer, there's drones all summer. It just gets really hard taking care of a hive that's not strong between pests like beetles and stuff, the longer you push that into the summer. So I mean, my own personal take on it is, if you don't have a good queen in your hive by like late June, I don't know, it's just too much babying that's worth. There's a strong chance it's not going to make it. So anyways, just feels good getting Formic on all these and finally being done on a semi-decent day. Like I said, it's warm, but it's not in the upper limits. It's getting close. It's probably within 5 to 7 degrees of the upper range of what NOD recommends. But yeah, and as you can see, entrances are reduced. I still need to pull the entrance from this one right here. In fact, let's do that right now if I can grab it. It's probably a little too tight in there. Yeah, I think I nailed that one down. So I'm gonna have to get a screwdriver or something to get that one out. But all my other ones are pulled for ventilation, and so right now I'm about to just start putting everything back together. All right, that's pretty much it. I said just finished up Formic, collected some pollen. Pollen trap's working really good, but I'm done collecting pollen for the rest of the summer. I usually let them, anything they bring in during the summer months, I usually let them just keep. It's also a nightmare keeping up with it with the hive beetles. If you're not on it within 2 days, 3 days or so, you're gonna have hive beetles in there trying to lay eggs. So stop doing that, but overall super happy. Maybe come back out here, and honestly, probably by the next visit, make sure that queen's actually, or there's actually a mated queen, hopefully. But more importantly, on the next visit, which will probably be sometime in early June, is usually when we start doing our sugar water feeding out here. Most of these hives have a good amount of resources, but it'll be great to just supplement that throughout the summer months, getting them into winter, or really I should say getting them in the fall before getting them in the winter. So hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope your bees are looking good if you got bees. Hopefully your harvest was good, and hopefully you're trying to beat the heat before things get crazy like I've been trying to do. So y'all take care, stay safe. Talk to you on the next one.